for you as one of like the pioneers of WNBA, like how do you feel the game has evolved? Does it still have a long way to go? Like from where you sit?
What changes you?
Yeah, exactly. If it's one thing that you, I don't want to say change, that you feel that can help the WNBA's game out,
Help the game out. Okay, so I think the game is looking great. I think it's evolved great. I believe that player for player, players are more talented, faster. You can see they're getting that individual training, ball handling skills, shooting. The game is phenomenal. I thought they're playing at a high level. I'm very proud of them. I support the WNBA still. I will always, obviously we'd love to have Brittany back home. That's important.
For sure. Shout out BG.
Shout out to BG. She's never, far from our thoughts, but the WNBA is rocking. What could we have more? I just think, from a salary standpoint, it'd be great for the women to be able to make more money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. I think I saw something that said, like, one player that makes maybe $12 million on the NBA team could cover the whole WNBA salary.
Yeah, that's insane.
So that's kind of like crazy. And again, we're what, 26 years young, so it's not like we're comparing ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA maybe one night y'all don't go to the casinos.
I have something on this though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA like
the most.
More than we probably support the NBA. And it bothers me.
You shouldn't be bothered because the WNBA players, I can tell you 100%, and we had a meeting for our 25th anniversary. We're do Zooms with the veteran, the legends of the league or whatever, and just talking about it. And I told them on that call, the number one supporter that we have, you guys never focus on, and that is the NBA players.
You had WNBA legend Lisa Leslie. She sat down with NBA stars LeBron James, Draymond Green, and PJ Tucker for a season 5 episode of The Shop. It was a really great show. Definitely check it out after this video. Lisa Leslie, 2-time WNBA champion and 3-time league MVP, discussed the WNBA pay gap and what NBA players could do to continue to support the WNBA. Lisa mentioned that one NBA player getting paid $12 million per year can support the salaries for all of the women in the WNBA. That's just how much lower the salaries are for the women compared to the men's league. She said maybe the men can skip the casino one night, insinuating that the NBA players could help the women by donating more money to the WNBA and take a small cut out of their pay to cover it. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Before I give my commentary, I definitely want to put some respect on Lisa Leslie's name. I think she's a great woman, a pioneer for women in the game. She's from Compton, just like Venus and Serena Williams. It's really hard to come from where they came from and make it to the top of their sports. You really have to go back and check out these women to see what a sight it was to witness them at their heights. She did her thing at USC for 4 years. That's before the WNBA even existed. The WNBA didn't incorporate until 1996. They had their first draft in January 1997, and Lisa was a part of that first draft. She was the 9th pick. 5 years later, she became the first woman ever to dunk in a WNBA game. That was over 20 years ago, July 30th, 2002. 2 WNBA championships, 3-time league MVP, and a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. Lisa played with the LA Sparks her whole career from 1997 to 2009. During that span, she took off about 1 year. That's after she got married and gave birth to their first child. A side note, Lisa, she wasn't acting like she didn't need a man. She ended up marrying a pilot that she met after a trip to Alabama, settled down in her early 30s, basically at the top of her career. So you see, Lolo Jones, Lisa Leslie did it the right way. This is how it was supposed to work out for you, but I digress. One of Lisa's best years ever had to be 2001. She was a league MVP, the All-Star Game MVP. LA won the championship that year, and she was also the finals MVP. I mean, in 2001, Lisa was on fire. She's been a decent woman the whole time, always carried herself with pride, dignity, and self-respect. So much love to Lisa Leslie for all she's done. Great woman. But as much as I like Lisa, I just have to tell you the truth. Number one, the WNBA has only been around for 26 years. The NBA, 76 years, making the men's league 50 years older. And when they first started back in the 1940s, those men didn't make much money either. Even when you look back at the early 70s, at the 26-year mark for the NBA, those guys also weren't making much money. Even Shaq's era, they're not making what Steph Curry is making now. Then we have to look at the low interest in the league overall. The WNBA, they have less fans, less eyeballs, and for all this women empowerment that's been going on for the last 10, 20 years, women are the least likely to support any WNBA team. The biggest supporters are men. And that's why Draymond Green was angry about that part. It's hard to listen to people tell NBA players that they should support the WNBA more when not only are they the biggest supporters, but the WNBA, they don't show love back. For instance, in this same episode, they addressed how when NBA players show up to the games to support the women, the WNBA made it a practice or an unwritten rule to not show NBA players in the audience. They don't want any attention taken away from the ladies, when instead they should be seeing Draymond Green or a LeBron James showing up to any WNBA game as a cosign. It should be great marketing and PR. And Lisa, she agreed with that too. Why is it that the WNBA management, they want to create this competition when it makes no sense? There wouldn't be a WNBA without the NBA. They're not competitors. The WNBA should look at the NBA as their brothers, the brother-sister leagues, not competitors. And then men and women, they're not the same anyway. The skill level is just not the same. For instance, I would never compare Deontay Wilder to Clarissa Shields. It just doesn't make sense. They're both great at what they do, and everybody has to stay in their own lane. And side note, it was a very exciting weekend for boxing fans. Shout out to Clarissa Shields, Devin Haney, and Deontay Wilder coming home with W's. It was crazy, but back to the program. I also don't agree with NBA players having to donate a piece of their salaries to go to the WNBA. That's their money that they earned. They may want to donate to their old neighborhood, their old school. They have families to take care of, their wives, children, and of course they have the pressure of taking care of everybody else around them too. They shouldn't have to give up their money to WNBA players, especially when the WNBA is already subsidized by the NBA. According to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, the WNBA is losing about $10 million per year. They are not turning a profit. And guess who's covering that $10 million loss each year? It's the NBA. So yeah, it's really bad. The NBA should never be blamed. They're literally holding these women up on their backs. NBA players are financially carrying the WNBA players. Those women should be grateful for them. The pay is low in the WNBA. You have Brittany Griner, a top player, making less than $250,000 per year, $220,000 to $230,000 per year. That's why she was going to Russia in the first place, playing for $1 million to $1.5 million per year overseas in Russia during the WNBA offseason. But the solution is not to take more money from the NBA. The solution is to try to attract an audience, which honestly is very hard to do because people are less interested in watching women play basketball. And then the people who should be supporting them, all these feminists and the women talking about women empowerment, they're not interested at all. They rather watch men play too. All the female celebrities, they're always going to these games, showing you that they're on the wood in LA, Atlanta, Miami to watch the men's games, not women. It's women who failed the WNBA, not men. All of these $1 million boss chicks out here, they're buying NBA tickets, or at least getting somebody else to buy it for them, but they're not buying WNBA tickets. And until the WNBA can come up with a better marketing plan, they will continue to struggle another 26 years. They're going to have to come up with their own solution. Besides making sure to not show NBA players when they show up to support the women that they're financing, coming up with a way to leverage that support and get more interest, more revenue, and stop losing millions of dollars per year. If you want to check out their full conversation, the link will be below. And again, shout out to the legend Lisa Leslie. She really paved the way for the women there today. Top 5 greatest for sure. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below. Should the NBA have to donate some of their salary to the WNBA players to tighten the pay gap? I want to hear what you think below. Special thank you to our brother Jack. I appreciate you, Jack, for all of your support, as well as our brother Dark Power, who's been supporting since day one. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.